FreeCAD 1.0 has arrived with many improvements. In this video, we will see if we can draw this 3D model from the STUDYCADCAM website using the new improvements of Sketcher workbench, and if you will find any problems with it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like the channel's content, consider supporting the channel through the Ko-fi link available in the video description. First of all, let's create a new document on the page of FreeCAD 1.0. Just click on Import File. And as you can see here, we're in the PartDesign workbench by default. Let's prepare the modeling process, creating a body. And then navigate to the drawing page. As you can see, this model is a 3D exercise 297 from STUDYCADCAM website. If you want this drawing, there's a link available in the description of this video. As you see, this 3D model, it looks a really complex model. To draw it, we can break it into three main operations: extrusions, holes or pockets, and finally fillets. In this way, I think it will be easy to create the model. So in the first main operation, we are going to add material to our document, creating this base here, this cylinder, and this one here in the bottom, and then use a sketch to create this extrusion, and the same for this extrusion here. So let's do that. Go to our FreeCAD document. Let's create our sketch. Just click on this icon and select XY plane. On the Sketcher workbench, go to Geometry Tools and click here and select Centered Rectangle. And also check this option, Rounded Corners, on the task panel and create the rectangle in the region axis. Set the dimensions of this rectangle to 6 mm by 9 mm and 8 mm radius. And we have these, as you can see. The next step is to create this cycle geometry to create these all 4 holes. Just select Cycle tool and create a cycle and the center point, set 6 mm diameter, and do the same for these all 3 points here. As you can see, the sketch is now full constrained. Just close the sketch, click on this button, and then create an extrusion. Just click on the Pad tool and set 7 mm length. And the next step is to create this cylinder. To do that, you'll use Addictive Cylinder tool. Just click here and select Addictive Cylinder, this option. Set XY plane for the cylinder and set 38 mm radius and 23 mm height, and OK. Next, we are going to create this cylinder here in the bottom. Select Addictive Cylinder tool again, and then set XY plane again and set 40 mm radius and 7 mm height, and OK. Next, we are going to create a sketch for this extrusion here. So create a sketch in the front plane, select axis plane. We can hide this part here. Just go to the model tab and select the cylinder and spacebar. And now go back to the tasks tab. And next, go to Sketcher Geometry, select the Pollar tool and use this tool to trace these following lines here. Okay, and next use the slot tool and create this slot here. Okay, and next escape and select this line here and delete. Next, select these 2 points here and set constant. And the same here for these 2 points, set constant. Okay, next select Fillet tool and create a fillet and these 2 lines here and this line and this arc now. And next this line here and this line. Okay, now what you do, we drag this point here in this way and then select this point and set tangent. And next we select this point here and this point and we set vertical constraint. Okay, in this way. And now just drag this point here, and as you can see, we have this fillet here. Okay, now that we have this sketch here, the next step is to set the dimensions. So firstly, let's hide these all constraints here. Just click on this icon and we have this. Okay, the first thing that we'll do is to set the angle between this line here and this line. To do that, we can simply use this tool here. we just need to click on this line and then in this line here and do this, okay, like so. And the angle here must be 5 degrees, as we can see here. So okay, just click here and set 5 degrees, and we have this, as you can see, in this arc, and then click here, and now we're able to set the radius. As you can see, it's 5 millimeters. Set 5, and for this arc here, just click on this arc and now here and set 10 millimeters, as you can see. Okay, and now just click on this arc and click again and set 10 millimeters. Let's click on this arc here and set the radius. As you can see, we have a radius of 10. Okay, just zoom in and select this blue point here and then this end point, and now just click here to create a horizontal dimension. And as you can see, we have this distance here, 108. So we'll divide this dimension by 2 and we get 54 millimeters. And now the distance between the center point here to the vertical axis, as you can see, we have 150. So what we do, we select this point here and then this end point and click here to create a horizontal dimension, and we set 150 divided by 2 and we get 75. And as you can see, it's breaking. So Ctrl Z this operation and then escape and drag this to here. Okay, and use this tool again, select the center point and then this end point here and click here to create a horizontal dimension and set 150 divided by 2 and we get 75. Now it's okay. Okay, next here, let's add the length of this line. Click here to create a vertical dimension, set 5 millimeters and we get this. And next, select this line here and set 3 millimeters, as you can see. And as you can see, it's breaking. Ctrl Z, and what to do here, just drag this point like so and this point here, and then click on this line and click on this tool here, click again and set 3 millimeters, and we have this, as you can see, 2 degrees of freedom. Now we need to set this distance 22 millimeters. From this edge to the center point, we have 25 millimeters. 22 plus 3 millimeters, 25. So what do you do now? We need to make the last operation visible. So we go to the model and we select the cylinder, spacebar, go back to the tasks tab, and as you can see, we have this. So next, select external jump tool and extract this edge here, and now we have this endpoint here. Switch to the session view and then select this tool again, and now just click in this point here and in this endpoint, and let's create a vertical dimension. Just click here in this point and set 25 millimeters, and as you can see, we have this. Next, we have to full constrain this sketch. So to do that, we click in this origin axis and then in this point, and we set a vertical dimension. The distance here must be 2 millimeters, as you can see here. Set 2, and we have this. This sketch is now full constrained. It's okay. Just click here to hide all dimensions, and what we see is the sketch full constrained. But before we leave this sketch, we need to create another slot here to create this hole. So select slot tool here and then create the slot here in these 2 center points and set the radius of this slot to 4 millimeters. Okay, and we have this, as you can see, and it's full constrained. So escape 2 times to leave the sketch and then select the path tool to create an extrusion, set smart to plane, and then change the length here to, let's say, 64 millimeters. We have 74 here. Let's add 64 and enter. and as you can see we have this. Okay, next let's create another sketch for this extrusion here. So create a sketch in the same plane, XZ plane, and next we can switch to the decision view and then use the power line tool, this tool here, and trust this geometry here. Okay, so I will start from the vertical axis and then create this horizontal line, and now this line and a vertical line, and now I close the sketch here. Okay, next select fillet tool and create a fillet in these two lines and another fillet here in these two lines. Okay, now we have this. Let's hide all constraints and then select this tool here and set the dimensions of this sketch. So okay, here what you see, we see this angle here 15 degrees first from this line here and this line. So we select this line here, we click on this line, and now in this line here, and now just click here and set the angle, which is 15 degrees. We have this now. Now let's add the radius of this arc. Just click on this arc, and the radius, as you can see, is 30. And this arc here, we set a radius of 5 millimeters, and we have these 4 degrees of freedom now. The next step is to set the distance between this point to here, this endpoint. So just click here in this endpoint and now in this blue point, and then create a horizontal distance. As you can see, we have 130. So we'll set the dimension divided by 2 and we get 65 millimeters. And then we need the distance for this line here. Just click on this horizontal line, click here, and then set a length of 166 divided by 2. And we get 83 millimeters, and now 2 degrees of freedom. So next, what you can do is to extract this edge here, select the external geometry tool, and then click on this arc here and drag this line. Next, select this arc here and this line and set tangent. Okay, now we have this 1 degree of freedom. The next step is to set the length of this line here. So as you can see here, we have this distance 3 millimeters from this edge here to this edge. So what you do, we select external geometry tool first and we extract this edge. So now we get this endpoint here. And next escape, click on this line here and drag it to here. And next, use this tool again. Just click on this point and now in this point here and set a horizontal distance of 3 millimeters. Okay, as you can see, we have this sketch full constrained. But before we leave this sketch, we need to create this cycle geometry to create this hole here in the extrusion. So what you do, first let's hide all constraints and then select cycle tool, create a cycle here of 3 millimeters diameter. As you can see here, set 3 and enter. Now I have this. The next step is to constrain the position of this cycle. So let's see the dimensions here. As you can see, we have a vertical distance of 16 from the center point to the center point of this cycle. So firstly, we need to select the external geometry tool and extract this edge here to get the center point, and then use this tool here to set vertical distance. So we select the center point and then this center point of this cycle, and we create a vertical distance of 16 millimeters and now 1 degree of freedom. Okay, and next we have this distance 150. So as we can see, these two center points here is constrained vertical, so we can use vertical constraint and then select these two center points. And yes, this sketch is full constrained now. Escape 2 times and we have this. Next, let's create an extrusion. Select pad tool, set 5 and enter. As you can see, now we have the extrusion. But if we navigate to the drawing page, we can see that the extrusion is 15 millimeters away from the origin axis. So we have to make some change in the position of this extrusion. And the way to do that is changing the Z attachment of the sketch. So what we do, we need to go to the model tab, and then in this pad here, what we do, we click on this arrow and select the sketch here and make it visible. Okay, and then with this sketch selected, we go to attachment offset and then position, and we go to the Z position. Okay, and here change to the top view. For example, if we increase this value, we can see that the sketch is moving in this direction. We want this sketch to move in the opposite direction. So we need to decrease these values here. We need to set minus 15 millimeters here, and it's okay, as you can see. And the position of the extrusion, as you can see, it's now updated. Okay, so now let's hide this sketch spacebar, and we have this extrusion in the correct place, so it's okay now. Okay, the next step now is to subtract material on this part here in order to create this shape here. To do that, first we'll create a sketch. So select this face here and create a new sketch on this face. Okay, and next what you do, go to Sketcher Jumps and select centered rectangle and create a rectangle in the horizontal axis in this way. And next, delete this line here and select line tool and create a line here in this way. And next go to Sketcher Jumps and select create arc by 3 points. And now just click here in this point and create this arc in this way. We need 2 arcs here, as you can see, radius of 10 and radius of 90. So create these 2 arcs, okay, in this way. And next you need this geometry here. We can use a rectangle. So just go to Sketcher Jumps and select rectangle tool and create this rectangle in this way. And now to zoom in and delete this line here. And next, constrain these 2 endpoints here, set constant. And next what you do, we need to set tangent constraints here. So select this point first and set tangent, and this point here set the same, and this point here. And next let's use line tool to create a vertical line here in this way. And next use create arc by 3 points again to create these 3 arcs here. So firstly we create the arc here and this arc here in this way. And now just click on these 2 endpoints and create this arc. Next we set tangent constraints. For example, this point here, we set tangent, and we need to do the same for this point here, and now this point. Okay, now we have this. And next let's use vertical constraint and constrain these 2 endpoints. Okay, now we have this. Also let's set the dimension of this line here. Just click on this tool and now in this line and set a vertical distance of 14 millimeters. Okay, and now we have this. Also we need to set the distance, this distance here, 48 millimeters from this edge to this edge here. So what you do first you need to select the external jump tool and extract this edge here. So now we have this endpoint here. Select this tool again and now just click in this endpoint and now in this endpoint and set a vertical distance of 48 millimeters. Okay, next here let's select the external zoom tool and extract this endpoint here and then use vertical constraint and constrain these 2 endpoints here vertical. Next let's extract this edge, select the external zoom tool and extract this edge here and then use vertical constraint again. And now just select this point and this point here, and we have this. And also we have this problem here. So Ctrl Z And first let's drag this. Okay, maybe setting the radius of this arc here will be able to drag this without problems. Okay, just click here and select constraint radius, this option here, and then click in this arc here and set 90 millimeters, and this arc here set 10 millimeters, and now this arc set 10 also, and this arc here we have 108 millimeters here. Okay, and this arc here set 10 millimeters, and we have this, as you can see. Next, let's set the distance of this line here. As you can see, is 28 millimeters. So what we do, we select this tool here and click on this line and set the horizontal dimension of 28 millimeters. Okay, now we have this, as you can see. Next, let's use vertical constraint and constrain this point in this point here, and we have this. Okay, now we have 4 degrees of freedom. Also, we need to constrain this arc here. As we can see here in this drawing page, this cycle is touching in this arc here. So what you'll do is to create a construction cycle. So just click on this icon and use construction cycle, and then create this cycle, set 8 millimeters diameter. Okay, and we have this, and then use tangent constraint and constrain this cycle in this arc. We select this tool here, and then we click on the origin axis, and now in this center point, and we create a horizontal distance of 70 millimeters. Okay, 2 degrees of freedom now. So what you need to do is to set the length of this line here to, for example, 100, and this line here set 125 millimeters. And as you can see, this sketch is full constrained. Okay, so okay, escape 2 times and next select pocket tool and channel type to toggle, and we have this, as you can see. So now just click OK. The next step is to mirror these 3 operations. So okay, select this pad here and then shift this pocket, and now mirror tool, and as you can see we have this. Just click OK. And now the next step is to create a sketch in which you'll choose the half of these geometry here to create these all holes here. So let's do that. Go to FreeCAD and then create a new sketch, can be on the axis plane, and then zoom in here, switch to the session view, and then we use Pollar tool to create this geometry, the half of this geometry here for these holes. So okay, first switch to the normal geometries and then use Pollar tool, and first create a vertical horizontal line, create this geometry, select this tool here, and then click here in this point, and now in this point here, and set a vertical distance of 1 millimeters. As we can see here, the chamfer is 1 millimeters, and then click here on this line, and now in this line here, and create an angle of 45 degrees. Okay, now we have this. Next, as we can see here, we have this dimension 3 millimeters. So the size of this line here is 3. This line here set 3 millimeters. Okay, and next for this line here, we have 14 millimeters. As we can see here, set 14. And then for this line here, we set 23. Okay, now we have this. Now let's set the horizontal dimensions. So click on this line here and create a horizontal distance of, let's set 68 divided by 2, and we get 34 millimeters. And now the distance from this point to the origin axis, we create an horizontal distance and must be 14 millimeters. Okay, and now from this point to this point here we have a distance of, as we can see here, is 42 divided by 2 and we get 21 millimeters. And now from this point to this point here we have a distance of 46, so we said 46 divided by 2 and we get 23 millimeters. And the sketch is full constrained now. Escape 2 times, and then to create the hole we need to use groove tool. And as you can see we have this. Just click OK, and now we need to rotate this model and create a small chamfer in this edge. Select this edge and then chamfer tool. The size of this chamfer must be 1 millimeters, as we can see here. Set 1 and OK, and we have this, as you can see. And the next step now is to create these all holes here. To do that, we'll be creating a new sketch, and in that sketch we'll create this Pollar array. I'll show you how to do that. Go to FreeCAD and then select this face here and create a new sketch. Okay, let's hide this part here. Just go to the model tab and then select this chamfer and spacebar, and then go to tasks tab. And the first thing that we'll do here is to create a cycle. We'll use a construction geometry to create a cycle with a diameter of 58 millimeters. So just turn this geometry to construction geometry and then click on the cycle and in this origin point and set a diameter of 58 millimeters, like you see here, 58. And then use line tool to create these two center lines here. So just click on the origin axis and then in this cycle, and the same for this line here. And then just click here and select constraint horizontal. Make these 2 points here horizontal constrained, and we have this. And next use this tool here to constrain the angle between these two lines. Just click on this first line here and now in this line, and now just click here and set the angle, which is 30 degrees. Set 30 here, and we have these full constrained. So the next step is to hide these all constraints here and change the geometries to normal geometries, and now we have this. Okay, now the next step is to create this geometry here. To do that, we'll be using this tool here. Just click here and select create arc slot tool. Click on this option, and the first thing that we need to set to this command is the center point and then the first angle, and next the last angle. And then we need to set the radius of this arc here, which is 4 millimeters. Set 4, and we have this, as you can see. And the next step now is to create a Pollar array of this geometry here. So the way to do that is to first cancel this command, okay, and then select this geometry and then go to these tools here. Here we need to select this tool, rotate or Pollar transform. Click here in this option, and first of all select the center point and then set the first point. And now to increase the number of occurrence of this, we need to use the U key. Just press U 6 times. We need 6 occurrence of this geometry. As you can see, the number of occurrence changed here. Next we need to just click on this point here. As you can see, now we have this all occurrence of this geometry here, and also this problem, 37 degrees of freedom. I recommend you to don't change anything on this array here, because for example, if I drag this point here, what you see, this happens. So Ctrl Z and just close this sketch here and create a pocket. Set trig wall here and okay. And the PartDesign workbench, create a Pollar array is also possible. what you need to do is to use the Pollar array tool, this tool here. So okay, let's select this edge here and now control this edge and this edge here and select fillet tool. The radius here must be 1 millimeters, as we can see here. Set 1. And also let's try to add another edges to this operation. Click on this button and then select this edge here and preview. As you can see, it's creating. Let's also select this edge here and now rotate the model and select this edge, and in this side here select this edge and then preview. And okay, just click OK here and we have this. Now let's create a fillet here in this edge. Select this edge and now control this edge and the same here, and now fillet tool. And as you can see, we get nothing. If we click OK, we get this input error window. Just click OK here and cancel this operation. Let's, for example, try to create a fillet only in this edge to see which is a problem. Click here, and as you can see, it's creating. Okay, click here in this button and select this edge also, and now preview, and it's working. But if we add this edge here and preview, okay, it's working. Select again and now this edge and preview, and we can see that now we have problems here. We don't have the fillet. So okay, let's remove this edge here. Click on this button and now this edge, and now click OK. And we have this, as you can see. Next, let's select this edge and create a fillet, and we can see that it's now working. So click OK here and we have this. Okay, next let's create a fillet and this edge here. Just select this edge and now fillet tool. And as you can see, it's not working. So if we click OK, we get this input error. Okay, let's try in this edge here. Select this edge and now fillet tool, and we get the same problem. Okay, cancel this operation, and now let's try this edge here. Select this edge and now fillet tool, and we get the same problem. Okay, just cancel this operation. We can the fillets it's not created in this edge here, and I can see that it's missing something here. I mean this pocket here. Let's create this. So just select this face here and then create a sketch here. So select arc tool, just click here and select this first option and create this arc here in this way. And next use the line tool to create this line here, and now this line, switch to the session view and now create this line, and this line here must be a horizontal line. So just click here and set this line horizontal, and then we need to create fillets here in these points here. So we select fillet tool and we create a fillet. So we select fillet tool and then we create a fillet here in this line and arc, and the same here. And next we use constraint horizontal, and we set these two lines, these 2 points horizontal constrained, and then we use vertical constraint and we make this point and this point here similar to this vertical axis. Okay, 6 degrees of freedom now. Next, let's set the radius of this arc here. Just click in this tool and now in this arc and click here and set the radius. As you can see, the radius must be 40 millimeters. And for these arcs here, we need to set 5 millimeters. And also we have this angle here, 4 degrees between this line and this vertical edge here. So what you do, we click in this line and now in this line here, and we set the angle, which is 4 degrees, and we have this. So okay, we select equal constraint and then make these two arcs equal, and it's okay. Now we need to full constraint this geometry. So what you do, first we select the external geometry tool and we extract this edge here, and then you use this tool here to constrain this point and this edge here. Okay, next let's select the external geometry tool and extract this edge here. So now we have this center point, and we select this tool here, and then we click here, and we set horizontal distance of 3 millimeters, and we have this. And now skip 2 times and create a pocket. Reverse the duration, and as you can see, we have this. Just click OK now, and we need to mirror this pocket here. So we can go to this pocket here in the sketch, and then zoom in here. What you need to do here is to mirror the sketch. So just select the sketch and then select mirror tool, and then click on this origin axis, and now skip 2 times, and as you can see, now we have this. As you can see, this is the final model. If you find this video useful, please leave a like, a comment, and share this video with your friends. Please, if you like what I do, consider supporting the channel through the coin file link available in the video description. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.